That's right.
career.
And then the last one, you do that same column, whatever number you want, the first one, you just do that in column A.
No.
Yeah.
What's your common fund?
I was just thinking, like, if I was there.
Put in the cell where that number is. No, for the first one. Put in the actual cell. Yeah, and then. It's on all of these. Should be. Okay, so put in where did you, what state are you in? What country? Yeah. There you go. Then you write your actual, which is. And then you write your error, which is just
Okay, folks, how are we doing? What's up? Today, there was an issue with exam grading. I resubmitted it because they gave everyone lower grades, and I don't want that. So I resubmitted so there was an error. So I wanted to up the grade. So we're going to go over them on Wednesday. Today, what I want to do is I want to go over a couple of more chapters, talk about the rest of the semester, and start talking about our projects. Okay? And we'll have an assignment due about our projects. This way we can get up and running. Okay? Any questions before? Stay with me if you have extra questions. Vanessa, I saw you were doing a great job in tutorials, huh? right, extra credit, right, for helping each other, and then once they know it, they can help others. That's the whole idea, we wanna pass it around, right? So if you still need help, please stay with me in terms of, what we need to do. I sent you, did everybody get that? I sent you a document from Bloomberg on finance, on what they're doing in terms of technology. Did you get that? It was a while back. So I sent that out to you. So I want to make sure we'll go over that as well. I'm gonna, for those that are not here, I'm going to start a broadcast. And I'm going to share my screen. And let's see if you go to the laptop and we can see something. See if I can project. Okay, good. So I can project. And I'm going to share my screen. Looks so fine. Okay, so let's go to, you should be able to go to courses, right? We'll go to courses. And then we'll go also to course documents, PowerPoint. And in the PowerPoint, we have business intelligence. Those quizzes were open, right? And the other one, you had the cloud as well. Correct. And let's go to assignments. On assignments, we have, you have available to you for this week, Chapter 12 and Tech 3, the cloud computing. We've talked about that. And this will delay, but let me make this available too for you, since those of you that have a bit more time. Do you have like a fall break or something at the end? When is that?
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. Do people take it, or anyone going away for fall break? People go away? Okay. Just seems so short, you know. I don't know. And then we have the following month, we have it. Okay, so we don't miss anything. Okay, so in this case, let me edit the test options. And I'll make it available. We won't go over it probably till next week, but this way you'll have it available. You can do it before you go out on your spring break. It's fall break. Open and test window is correct. Make available, I'll say yes. Right, and then I'll do 2 attempts again. Let's see if you can see the submissions, yes, and submit, right? Do you see it? Yes? Good. Okay. Now let me go to the web links. And if we go down to the web links, can Wall Street automate the robot resistance? Let's see what that looks like. Anybody read this? Yes, no? What do you remember? John?
So it says that although there's like a lot of programming that can help investment bankers, like and it can minimize how many are needed for projects, they don't think there's a way that it can eliminate them completely.
Okay. Who knows anything about investment banking? Nothing? Nada? Alec, what do you know about investment banking?
I just know that it's finance related.
It's finance related, and what else?
High pressure.
What?
High pressure.
High pressure, what else?
They come up with like mergers and acquisitions.
Mergers and acquisitions. And Dan, what's a merger and acquisitions?
Where a company buys another.
Another company buys another company. They're private equity firms. What are private equity firms, Dan?
Google.
Okay, Google. What are private equity firms? What are private equity firms?
Firms not open to the public.
Firms not open in public, and what else? And what does that mean? What else, Nick?
They invest like private people's money.
They invest private people's money. It's basically I'm going out to see if I can invest in other companies, but they're not publicly traded, but I can take a stake in some of those companies. And a lot of times, some companies that are publicly traded, what's the problem? Why wouldn't everyone want to be publicly traded? They don't want to be in the scrutiny of the Securities and Exchange, or they're smaller, they want to have more control, they don't want to be looking at all its investors. So what's interesting here, we talked about fintech as being one of the industries that will be amenable for automation. And one of the things that people thought in the past about investment banking is that I have to find matches. Just like if we're thinking about female to a male or male to a male, that I'm finding some types of matches here. I'm going to try to find matches in which way. Who is a good firm to be acquired if I'm going to have money and I have investors to acquire someone? And basically, which types of companies would want to acquire me if I needed additional money and I wanted some money to invest in my company? Usually that required a lot of social skills. Basically, I need to know the people, I have to get on a plane, I have to go to a certain spot, we have to basically say, are you a good fit? We're going to have meetings and meetings. And one of the ways in which we're talking about it is investment banking is like negotiation relationship. There really isn't easy to replicate the one-on-one that we have. But what can be automated? And what's interesting in this article is that you can see is banks, though, are saying to themselves, we can find, we're not going to eliminate all our people, but things can be done more efficiently. And notice this, we can replace money managers, research analysts, and traders with machines. How many of my finance people are here and we say, hey, we got a lot of opportunities, right? The whole idea is you have to think along these ways in which it won't necessarily eliminate all jobs. Some jobs will be eliminated, but other jobs will be that you'll have to program. Knowing the industry, you'll be working with other programs, and I'll show you this as soon as what we'll be doing is automating a lot of tasks. So think about it. Vanessa, you were trying to guide some other students on doing the forecast. Basically, you could tell them what? Go to cell A3 through A33. We can go to the regression. Basically, what we'll do on Wednesdays, we'll automate that task. And basically, people say, I don't need to know all those steps. What I want to do is just every morning, press a button, or even just by, it's 9 o'clock, go to Yahoo and download all the data, the last month's data, put it into a spreadsheet, create what? A forecast, create it in linear and what else, and polynomial, and create a forecast. And you know exactly what cells that you want it to be in, right? Let the computer do it. Automate if you know already what the steps are. So what you need to figure out and what they're going to need humans for is what's the algorithm. You have to first do it first. You have to know how to do it, and then you program the computer to do it for you. Follow your steps. It's almost like a recording. Remember how we ended up saying, let's do screencasting? And basically somebody can follow along with your voice. This way, we don't need screencasting. Go follow that program. So in this article, what you can think about is what they're trying to do in some ways, not eliminating entirely the investment banker, but eliminate a lot of the tedious work. Eliminate what? All the forms that you have to fill out. Eliminate, in this case, we're not going to be sorting. And for the financials. So basically, you'll have what they call rainmakers, cultivating relationships that bring in business, but what they're going to be able to do in this case, it's inevitable that in this case, routine paperwork, legal and regulatory issues, will be advising company and estimated automating such tasks will allow investment bankers to cut the head of, look at this, 30%. So who are they going to hire? Those people that are technologically able to do those jobs of automating a lot of those tasks. And then as they go up, we don't need as much. So you can think about this, IPOs, in this case, they're showing you when they were trying to look at all the technical work that you had to do for IPOs. They were automating routine tasks, filling out paperwork, having compliance officers check for conflicts, idea generation. In this case, about the process of finding deal ideas to present to clients, eventually match clients with potential buyers and sellers. And then they were talking about activism, predictive analytics. What's predictive analytics? Give me an example of predictive analytics. Evan, give me an example of predictive analytics. What does predictive mean? Back testing or forecasting? Forecasting, right? So basically it's a way in which to forecast. Have we started that? Yes. Basically, what is tomorrow's stock price going to be? Right, I'm going to back test, and I know what I want to see how well my model is, but in predictive analytics, they're being able to collect then data, and notice the king is data. Data's of thousands of private equity firms and other potential buyers, and trying the best ways to use predictive analytics, forecasting, to identify likely bidders. Who are the ones that are most likely going to bid on my company? And describes then the company. So this is interesting, and look at this, databases. Help private equities identify suitable targets, screens thousands of publicly traded companies to define the ones that are cyclical business and have stable cash flows. Remember how I said go ahead and find companies? Dan, you don't want to look through thousands of companies. What you want to do is basically, in this case, which you could take a junior banker, basically when they hire you, days into weeks to comply, how quickly to run through algorithms and code, let the computer code do it. You got the idea? So in this case, you'll see the idea of a similar database, build a corporate finance dashboard. What's a dashboard? Who can tell me what a dashboard is? Claudine, what's a dashboard?
It's like what managers use to view all the...
It's basically, you have a dashboard in your car, basically tell you, do you know, is it telling you in the detail? No, but it's telling you in overall. It's going to mean you the pie chart is giving you these. So you can see that in this case here, there's similar dashboards. So this is what I wanted to show you. And this article already, when you think about it, was last week in Bloomberg. So you can see here that basically the idea is they can be, Wall Street is billions of dollars into technology every year. Can you imagine? And why do you think they're pouring billions of dollars into each year? Because they think that they can get even more money back, right? They're not investing just for technology's sake. But just think about it, it's the same idea. So what we'll do next time is we'll automate, so bring your laptops to class, we'll do an exercise where we'll automate So our forecast will automate forecasting. How does that sound? We'll learn school. And then basically we'll look at code. So at the end of the class, you'll have the entire forecast done. That's my goal. And then what's interesting, Vanessa, then you can say, just run my forecast. Just press this key here, run my forecast, and it will run every morning and then go out to the web, right? And then you say, hey, let me look at that algorithm of what company did you use? Vanessa? IBM. So you used IBM. Think about it this way. Maybe IBM is not doing that well. Let's go ahead and look at 1,000 companies. You want to look at 1,000 companies every morning? No, either do I. But the computer can do it, and it even can start. It can do it quite quickly, and it can even start overnight. And by the morning, it can basically, on our website or on your phone, it says, these are the companies, Vanessa, that I bought for you. And then you can say, hey, listen, I saw some overnight news. Let it go and scan then overnight news for, basically let it do what we call sentiment analysis. Scan and see if there's something that we need to find. For instance, all of a sudden we have Saudi Arabia. Did you hear there's a problem with Saudi Arabia? Did you hear that? All of a sudden the king said, what did he say? He didn't do it. He didn't know nothing. Right? What?
I think they're just admitting.
What?
They just admitted it.
Did they just now? They admitted it? The king admitted he knew?
Yeah, they did it.
They did. Okay. So the question is what's the retaliation? And then the next case is what? Are they going to then retaliate against oil? And then all of a sudden, what's the value of oil going to be? What's the value of oil going to be? So it's interesting on both sides. Okay, so we got this part. The other part that we needed to know is there's two parts that we have. We have something called business intelligence software. Find me what? This is the question. It's like SQL. What's SQL? No. What's SQL? Well, we're throwing out words, open source, right? Throw out something, huh? We got so many of them, and we had to memorize it last week. Who needs to know it anymore, right? I thought we're finished with that. Didn't I say that the exam? The only problem with the exam, I'm not going to cover all those chapters again. We'll cover new chapters. But the thing is, the new chapters, you need to still know the SQL. So it's basically that. But I want. So what's SQL? Let's go.
Structured query language.
Structured query language. And who cares that it's structured query? The whole idea is, what does it mean? I have to ask questions to what? I have to make queries to the database. So I'm asking you, I'm going to make a structured query database for you. Is find me the most popular business intelligence software programs. Everybody understand what the goal is right now? Find me what they think to be is the most popular, the most widely held business intelligence programs. Then when we see it, then we can understand. Because all those words in the text, it starts to make it very difficult to understand. So everybody understand what I want? I want to find then, what? I want to find business intelligence, the most up-to-date, right? Business intelligence software, right? And I don't want the ads, because what do the ads mean? That they're hating that, right? First of all, I get a definition. That's good. Business intelligence software is a type of application software designed to retrieve, analyze, transform, and report data for business intelligence. So it seems to be it's covered with what? Data, right? And in data, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to, what is it? Basically report data, and it reads data previously stored, often though not necessarily in a data warehouse and data mart. Does that sound familiar? A data, what's larger, a data warehouse or a data mart? Warehouse. A data mart is basically a small part, and is that historical or is that transactional? Is that real time or is that historical? Everybody understand the question? In a data warehouse, historical, right? So sometimes the business intelligence software will also give me real time, but what are the most popular in here? What did we find here? What are the tools used? How does it work? The best? What did we find? 10 best, who knows what they're paying for that, right? When you see the 10 best, it almost feels like Reddit or something, right? Business intelligence software, and then I have open source and everybody that I have history of it, right? So basically, what does it do? Reporting, hey, spreadsheets. Anybody use a spreadsheet? So basically, you think business intelligence can even be a spreadsheet. Reporting and querying software, online analytic processing. Anybody ever use pivot tables in Excel? Who has? Raise your hand. Pivot tables in Excel, that's online application processing. That's even business intelligence you don't even know you use. What does that mean? I want to drill down or drill up. I want to get very much detail or I want to get something summarized. So that's what we call online analytical processing. You can put in your notes, it's called OLAP. Online analytical processing. All it means is they have software like that, and it's really, you can think about it as pivot tables on steroids. That's how I define it. We talked about dashboards. We talked about data mining, right? That I'm going to take all my data and I'm going to try to find some summary, find out about the trends. Data warehouse, data cleansing. Data cleansing in business intelligence is important because I don't have complete data, so I have to fill that data. Along with data, this data mining also comes something called ERP, which is Enterprise Resource Planning. And here's some free products, here's some open source, we know this, and these are proprietary free products. These are some other ones that you can think about. IBM has some that are quite popular. Microsoft has some. One of the ones they have is Power BI, like business intelligence. Oracle has some. Panoramic, Qlik. This is probably one of the most SAS for that. And then basically you have others. Okay, and these are the references. That's the business intelligence part. So it's going to give you, in this case, the one, and where is this all going to be stored? Where do you think it'll be stored? Not on your laptop if it's terabytes of data, but where? Jamie, where do you think it'll be stored? Instead of on your computer, where will it be stored?
Space. The cloud.
The cloud, right? It'll be stored on the cloud. And what are the most popular? If I looked at it, probably what you need to know that the two most popular two companies, Amazon is big, right? And what's Amazon's called? What's Amazon's web services called? What's Amazon's cloud called? AWS. A lot of times it's used, put this in your notes then, AWS is Amazon's web services. Notice that we can all go to Las Vegas, right, last week in class, and attend only 1,800 sessions of technical content. Can you imagine 1,800 sessions? And notice they have a marketplace, and if I go to their solutions, you can see they have a number of solutions. And notice one of their solutions is what? Blockchain. Because it's a lot of data, they want to be up. Shared ledger for trusted transactions among multiple parties. So they're doing backup and restore, business applications, data migrations, and basically analytics, and they call it even data lakes. E-commerce, high performance computing. And they say cloud scale clusters. Put it in your notes. Cloud scale clusters. High performance computing. Anybody hear about a genome project? What's a genome project? Genome. What we find? Zach, what do we find? Genome project. What's a genome project?
So the first result that I get is the Human Genome Project.
What?
That's the first result that I get is the Human Genome Project,
And which is?
It was a scientific research project that pretty much was used to identify all the different sequences that DNA is found in, pretty much.
Have you heard about now personalized medicine? That basically, if you, God forbid you get cancer, what they're doing now is basically trying to personalize your cells, taking your stem cells and basically attacking that cancer. They do it through all the possibilities. We're talking about endless, almost possibilities, impossible to do it by hand. So a lot of times what we need is high performance computing to do it. We don't want to buy computers all the time and upgrade them all the time. We'll use the computers that somebody else has. And how will we gain access to those computers? Through a browser, right? Through an internet browser. I'm going to be gaining those cases, and then they say cloud scale clusters. Greta, how many CPUs do you have on your laptop there? One. Say it with more confidence, right? One. She has one. All of you have one CPU in your laptop. If we had a really large mathematical problem to do and iterations of millions of iterations, it would be too slow to use one of our CPUs. Everybody with me? So what we can do is what we call a cluster. And that is what? I want more than one CPU. So what I'm going to do is I can basically think of it as almost a network. I can cluster a number of machines together, and instead of each of you working on your own problem, all of you will be working on the same problem using your CPUs. Everybody with me? So they'll basically gather all those CPUs, and that's what they call it, a cluster. Gather all those CPUs and say, all these CPUs, we're going to only work on one problem. So Vanessa here will not just be working on her spreadsheet, and in this case, Greta will be working on her spreadsheet. Both of your CPUs will be working on one problem. Thinking about it as one large spreadsheet. And then I can process that larger, and then I can use it for complex problems. Now the other popular product we have is called Azure. Anybody hear of them? And we have when I type in Azure, notice this is an ad, Microsoft comes up here, right? And then Microsoft Cloud Computing comes up. So let me just go into this one and look at this. They are a competitor. And your vision, your cloud, turn your ideas into solutions faster using a trusted cloud. Why trusted cloud? Because all of a sudden, guess what? All my data isn't going to be with me. It's going to be trusted with someone else. What are they going to do with my cloud? How do I know that somebody's not going to hack into that? And what's the cloud? It's just basically computers somewhere else or in numerous places in the world. So you can think about this one as solutions. You can see solve your business, and look how they solve their business with the cloud. Internet of Things, IoT, power your digital transformation, collect untapped data. Where am I going to store that data? Where am I going to get insights? What is insights? Like data mining. So put in your notes here, data mining is equal to almost insights that you can get, things that you didn't know before. Artificial intelligence that we'll talk about, productivity for virtually every developer in the scenario. Now that you're thinking about it is what? All my devices like Alexa and Google with its duplex are trying to start to sound like a human, to be a human. Now all of a sudden Alexa will say, before I go to bed, you know, do you want to, I see that you're going to bed, do you want to turn off the lights, you know, on the front porch? It's trying to be somewhat intelligent. SAP, which is what we talked about, business intelligence, you can run that on its cloud, and look at this, blockchain, quickly develop and deploy distributed apps on the blockchain of your choice. Azure then is trying to do the same kind of thing. Mobile e-commerce doesn't look the same. Confidential computing, Dynamics, what else is important? Big data and analytics. I have all that big data. Where am I going to do it? I'm going to do it in the cloud. Business intelligence, drive better, faster decision making, analyzing your data for deeper insights. Again, that insights they throw into me. Modern data warehouse. Instead of me creating a warehouse, let another company do it. And what else? Backup, disaster recovery, I'm going to store it. Digital marketing, connect with customers, win digital campaigns. What do I want to do with my campaigns? I want to see who's buying, who did it work for. Digital media, I have all that video, where am I going to store it? High performance, see they did the same thing. Gaming, and that's it. And then you can see by industries. These are, I'm just showing you an example, but this is another example. Questions? So, what's the next step? On Wednesday, we'll give back the exams, plus I'll do an example for you to show for automation for your forecasting, and we'll do that for a homework assignment. And the homework assignment for tonight is do what? Let's talk about the projects and what I want you to do for the projects. This is a project. What I want you to think about, and you can do it as a group, and you can divide up your groups depending on it, is look about a problem that you want to solve. What problem are you trying to solve? What's available now? How is it not being solved correctly? Who's my competition, and how will you solve it in a better way? And let me give you examples of what you can do. Those of you who are interested in trading or automated trading systems can do that as a problem to be solved. And I'm going to be in everybody's group, and I can help you with automating trading systems to work it out. And also, what you can do is you may want to do is do, say that you want to like do a little training session that people are having problems figuring out how to do automating trading systems. And you may want to create a tutorial doing an automated trading system. You may want to do something in blockchain for finance. You may want to even do something, you want to propose something for a blockchain, or what you may want to do is just have a site in which a number of people can come and be educated on, let's say, blockchain with fintech, or blockchain with advertising, or blockchain with marketing. You may want to do a project in which you want to explore more in terms of what's available in artificial intelligence and what kind of examples can be used for marketing in artificial intelligence. What we'll be doing in the classes, we'll be creating a website and we'll be doing a mobile app. How many people know how to program a mobile app? Not too many. So we'll be doing that in an automated way. So we'll be, and I have a guest speaker that he's giving everyone an opportunity to use his software. He's going to come in and he's local here, and I met him at a conference and he wanted to sell his mobile app development tool, and I said I didn't think that was a good idea. I thought he should have a free version. And then you could have students start, and even if it was like basic free version, have a free version and then have a paid version. And then he got back to me and goes, I think that's a great idea. So I said, so let's have our students get the free version. So in that case, we'll get the free version and we'll see how well it is. And he's going to do a tutorial coming in, a hands-on tutorial of getting us a mobile app. So we'll do that. So what I'd like you to do for Monday is I'd like you to have a 2-page uploaded and make yourself another folder. And what's your folder going to be called is project. You can even do that right now since you have it here. Make yourself another folder called project. And what I'd like to do for Monday, what's Monday's date? It'll be what, October 17th? What?
22nd. Today's the 15th.
Oh, today's the 15th. Why didn't you correct me? See, nobody got extra credit. Nobody got the keys to Mercedes. I can't believe it. I'm doing October 10th. Okay. So on October, thank you. October 22nd, Monday, what I'd like you to do is upload your proposal. I'm in everybody's group. I will give you feedback on it. If I really don't like the idea, we'll come up with something else. But what I want you to do is this one that is interesting. What I want you to do is something that you're interested in. Something that you have passion about. Because guess what? It basically is going to be yours. It's part of your portfolio. So when you come out of here, you can take something kind of on technology that's kind of like on the higher end or bleeding edge, and you can say, look, everybody's going to come out with a bachelor's in business, and how am I anywhere unique? What can I contribute? So what I got here is this is what I can speak about. Number one, this is what I'll show you, my mobile app. This is, you can go to my website, and a number of people from my classes have gotten jobs where they did in the interview, even on their video interview, they said, let me show you my URL and you can see my phone app and this is what we're doing. Let me educate you about blockchain. And the guy says, hey, I didn't even know what it was. So what they did is they did a site basically on blockchain and fintech and the latest articles and bringing into other parts. Or what they did is showing, let me show you an example of some of the automated trading systems I'm starting to do. So what I'd like you to do is find a topic where you're able to do it. And on Wednesday when we meet, what I'd like to do is you can even do like a draft of this for Wednesday where I can look at it and say, hey, this is a great idea. So let's even do this for Wednesday. Let's try to do, this will be the proposal where I'll sign off. And on Wednesday, this Wednesday, which is basically the 17th, let's do a draft. Put your names on it. Also, in this case, then we can see, based on our names, is what are we going to do? So basically, other people have even thought about, hey, I'll do a product, almost like a Shark Tank kind of thing. But what I'd like to do is have it be something that you're passionate about, but something that is new in technology. that we're dealing with. And then we'll end up every week from till the end of the semester, we'll be doing a follow-up. I'll be basically having each group do like a mini presentation for like 2 or 3 minutes. What are we doing on our project? So that way, at the end of the semester, guess what? We're completely done with our project. So we don't have to wait to the end. And the last week of classes, you'll do a presentation in class, and I'll give you feedback on basically that agile development and what needs to kind of be tweaked. So the project will be due finally, it will be due the day of the final exam. So you'll have a chance to present to me, I'll have a chance with others to give you feedback of what I think, for instance, needs to be an A project, what do I think that needs to be improved, and you can decide whether you want to do those improvements. Rather than at the end you say, hey, why did I get a B on this? If we knew, we would have done it. So this way, at the last, and every week I'll tell you what needs to be done, or I'll tell you, hey, we're doing too much, we'll never get it done, or we'll put it later on, we'll do as what needs to be done in the future. And if it's interesting, we're going to have a couple of attorneys come in. They help companies in terms of, their ICO, initial coin offerings, and their blockchain, and we'll have that as well. Questions? Everybody understand? So what I suggest you do is even make your folders now, and even if you want to, you can stay a couple minutes and let me hear what you want to do. Otherwise, I'll just give you back your exams and we'll go through them. Okay? Thank you. You can do the same. Get with your